Welcome to InGrade learning platform NEET J Foundation, where you learn, practice, crack, succeed. Stay focused, stay unstoppable. So class, today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is body fluids in circulation. Okay. So let's do the introduction part first. Okay. So tell me class, first of all, if I talk about the fluids, the chapter name is body fluids and circulation, right? Chapter name is body fluids and circulation. ओके देखो बेटा, अब जो बॉडी फ्लूइड्स हैं आपके पास, है ना, आपके बॉडी में दो फ्लूइड्स हैं, ठीक है। कौन कौन से? एक तो है बॉडी, एक सेकेंड, बॉडी फ्लूइड्स आपके पास कौन कौन से? या फिर एक सेकेंड को, सबसे पहली बात तो हमारी बॉडी में बेटा देखो, जो टिश्यूज वगैरह होते हैं हमारे पास, राइट। तो टिश्यूज को हमें क्या करना है, हमारे पास जितनी भी चीज़ें, जैसे मान लो जो हमारे न्यूट्रिएंट्स डाइजेस्ट होते हैं, ठीक है, जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स एब्जॉर्ब होते हैं वो भी ब्लड में मतलब आपके क्या करते हैं, घूमते रहते हैं, है ना, सर्कुलेट करते हैं। उसके अलावा जो आपके हार्मोन्स है वो भी सर्कुलेट करते हैं। तो हर चीज़ को उसके स्पेसिफिक टारगेट तक पहुंचाने के लिए हमें किसी फ्लूइड की ज़रूरत है, एक मीडियम की ज़रूरत है ना। तो वो मीडियम आपके पास कौन सा है? दैट इज ब्लड। ओके, so let's see. All the substances such as nutrients, minerals, hormones, everything need medium. Everything need medium to reach a target organ, right? और वो मीडियम आपके पास कौन सा है? that medium is your blood and lymph. Okay, so we have two types of fluids in our body, that is blood and lymph. These are two types of body fluids. That are present in our body. Okay class, next, first we will discuss about the blood in this chapter. So let's start. Okay, so if we talk about blood, okay, so blood has two components. Okay, so firstly the fluid, they have told us we have two types of fluid in our body. One is that is present in our cell, that is intracellular, which is cytoplasm, and the next is extracellular, which is blood and lymph. Okay class, now firstly we'll talk about blood. Okay, so it is a special fluid connective tissue, okay, which have absence of fibers, they are fiberless. Blood is fiberless. Okay, next if we talk about blood in detail, then we see that blood has two components. Blood has two components. One is plasma. Okay, next is we have blood cells. Okay, so we have plasma and second is you have blood cells. Okay, so let's talk about plasma first. If we talk about plasma and blood cells, then we have plasma around 55%. Plasma constitute about 55% of the blood, and if we talk about blood cells, then they are around 45% in the blood. Okay, then if we talk about the components of plasma, okay, what is plasma? Basically it's a straw colored fluid, straw colored viscous fluid, okay, which have three components, which have around three components. Not components, I would say. It is maximum made up of water, that is 90 to 92%, and rest 6 to 8% constitutes its proteins. 6 to 8%. We have three types of proteins. We'll discuss it in detail. And blood cells which we have are of three types. One is RBCs, that is erythrocytes. Then we have leukocytes. Third we have up is thrombocytes. Okay. Erythrocytes are also known as RBCs. Leukocytes are also known as WBCs. And thrombocytes are known as platelets. Okay, class. Next, I was discussing about plasma. Okay, so plasma में जो आपके पास मैंने आपको बताया था क्या होता है, 90 to 92% वाटर है. ठीक है, 90 to 92% इसमें वाटर है आपके पास. ठीक है, उसके बाद यू हैव प्रोटीन्स अराउंड 6 to 8%. Then we have minerals, nutrients. Okay, so these are the things which we have in the plasma. Now if we are talking about proteins, we have three types of proteins in the plasma. Okay, one is fibrinogen, which is responsible for clotting of blood. It is responsible for clotting of blood. Second up we have is globulins. They form immunoglobulin or antibodies, which have role in defense system. Creates a defense system. Then next we have is albumins, which maintains osmotic balance. It maintains osmotic balance. Okay, class. These are the main differences. Okay. Okay. Let's see further now. Okay, so this was all about plasma. Next we'll do about the blood cells. Let's talk about blood cells. So this is, if we talk about this particular body, this is your RBC. Okay, so let's see what are RBCs or erythrocytes. Or RBC, red blood cells. Firstly, if we talk about the number, okay, so RBCs in an adult, the average number in an adult man, average adult man have around 5 to 5.5 million RBCs, million per millimeter cube RBCs. Then if we talk about their shape, as we can see their shape, अगर हम इसका शेप के बारे में देखें तो हमने छोटे तो सभी ने एल्पेनलीबे की कैंडी खाई है बेटा, तो वो उसका शेप कैसा होता है कि दोनों साइड से वो अंदर डिप्रेशन में होता है, ठीक है, मतलब उसके अंदर एक डिप्रेशन होता है, ठीक है, तो वो उसको आप शेप को क्या बोलते हैं, बाइकॉनकेव, तो इसमें आप शेप इसका देख सकते हो, ठीक है, तो आरबीसी इसका शेप जो होता है दैट इज बाइकॉनकेव, इट इज बाइकॉनकेव, बाइकॉनकेव. Then it doesn't have nucleus, so it is enucleated. Lack of nucleus. Lack of nucleus. Okay, और न्यूक्लियस जो है, जो आपका ही मैच्योर आरबीसी है ना, मैच्योर आरबीसी में आपके पास न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता, बट जो आपके पास इमेच्योर आरबीसी होता है, इमेच्योर आरबीसी में न्यूक्लियस होता है. ओके, इमेच्योर आरबीसी में आपके पास क्या होता है, न्यूक्लियस होता है. उसके बाद यहाँ पे एक चीज दी हुई है आपके पास कि विटामिन B12 दैट इज साइनोकोब्लामिन, ये आपके लिए जरूरी है फॉर द मैचुरेशन. ओके, तो ये आपके बेसिकली क्या करेगा, न्यूक्लियस को खत्म करना स्टार्ट कर देगा. ओके, नेक्स्ट अगर हम देखें, चलो नेक्स्ट अगर हम देखें बेटा, तो हमारे पास यहाँ पे आरबीसीज के बारे में अगर हम और देखें इसमें, तो आपके पास आपको और क्या मिलेगा, देखो बेटा, जो आरबीसीज होते हैं है ना, आरबीसीज में न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता, लैक न्यूक्लियस. क्यों नहीं होता, टू एकोमोडेट न्यूक्लियस भी नहीं होता और बाकी और कोई सेल ऑर्गेनेल भी नहीं होता. क्यों नहीं होता, टू एकोमोडेट हीमोग्लोबिन, to accommodate hemoglobin which transport gases, ठीक है बेटा. उसके बाद जो हीमोग्लोबिन है, राइट, हीमोग्लोबिन आपकी बॉडी में कितना होता है, एटलीस्ट 12 to 16 ग्राम्स रहता है पर 100 ml, ठीक है, पर 100 ml 12 to 16 ग्राम्स ऑफ क्या रहेगा इसमें आपके पास रहता है ब्लड में, ठीक है. उसके बाद हमारे पास आरबीसीज में एक एंजाइम होता है जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का ट्रांसपोर्ट करवाता है, ठीक है, उसको आप बोलते हो कार्बोनिक एनहाइड्रेज. कार्बोनिक एनहाइड्रेज इज प्रेजेंट और द CO2 ट्रांसपोर्ट. ओके, नेक्स्ट हम देखते हैं फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आरबीसीज. फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आरबीसीज को आप क्या बोलते हो, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आरबीसीज इज नोन एज एरिथ्रोपोइसिस, ठीक है, एरिथ्रोपोइसिस बोलते हो. उसके बाद आपके पास देखो कि जो अर्ली एम्ब्रियोनिक स्टेज होती है, अर्ली एम्ब्रियोनिक स्टेज में आपके पास जो एरिथ्रोपोइसिस होती है वो कहाँ पे होती है, यॉर्क सैक में होगी, लेट एम्ब्रियोनिक स्टेज में आपके पास ये किस में होती है, लिवर में होती है, और आफ्टर बर्थ ये कहाँ होती है, स्प्लीन में होती है, सॉरी स्प्लीन में नहीं, कहाँ होती है ये, बोन मैरो में होती है। ठीक है, उसके बाद अगर हम लाइफ स्पैन की बात करें आरबीसीज की, तो इट इज अराउंड 4 months एंड आफ्टर दैट जो वॉन एंड टॉन आपके जो आरबीसीज होते हैं, जो यूजलेस आरबीसीज होंगे, ठीक है, वो आपके कहाँ चले जाते हैं, दे मूव टू स्प्लीन and destroyed by its phagocytic cells. So spleen is known as, so it is graveyard of RBCs. 10 class. That's all about RBCs. Also, when the number of RBCs increases, when its number increases, it is known as erythrocytosis. Okay, class. हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट देखो बेटा, नेक्स्ट इज योर WBCs. Next, let's talk about WBCs. What are WBCs? Basically, these are the cells for defense mechanism. Okay, these are the blood cells. These are the blood cells. Okay, class. These are the blood cells basically that are for killing or for defense mechanism, defense system. Okay, if we talk about their number, these are the types. Okay, we'll discuss about the types in detail. If we talk about their number is around 6,000 to 8,000 millimeter per cube. Okay, they are colorless due to lack of hemoglobin. Also, their shape is amoeboid. They are amoeboid in shape. So they can squeeze out from capillaries, and this process is known as diapedesis. Okay, class. Next up is देखो, नेक्स्ट आपके पास क्या है, देखो अब हमने इसकी पढ़नी है टाइप्स पढ़ने से पहले हम इसका नंबर अगर इंक्रीज हो जाए, इसका अगर इंक्रीज इन नंबर हो जाए तो उसको आप क्या बोलते हो, ल्यूकोसाइटोसिस बोलते हो, ल्यूकोसाइटोसिस बोलोगे। अगर नंबर इसका डिक्रीज हो जाए, अगर नंबर इसका डिक्रीज हो जाए तो उसको आप क्या बोलोगे? ल्यूकोसाइटोपिनिया बोलोगे, ल्यूकोसाइटोपिनिया बोलोगे। ठीक है बेटा, यस। तो इंक्रीज एंड डिक्रीज इन नंबर हम लोगों ने देख लिया। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट उसके बाद देखो, हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट देखिए, अगर हम इसके टाइप्स की बात करें तो टाइप्स हमारे पास इसमें दो होती हैं। ठीक है, आपके पास दो तरह के आरबीसीज होते, डब्ल्यूबीसीज होते हैं, दैट इज अग्रेन्युलोसाइट्स एंड ग्रेन्युलोसाइट्स, अग्रेन्युलोसाइट्स and granulocytes. What are agranulocytes? Basically, these are the WBCs which do not have granules. Do not have granules. And what are granulocytes? Which have granules. Okay. So these are two types of your WBCs. There are further of subtypes. Agranulocytes have two subtypes, that is monocytes and lymphocytes. Monocytes and lymphocytes. And second, if we talk about granulocytes, granulocytes have three subtypes, that is your eosinophils, basophils, and we have neutrophils. Okay, so if we talk about the percentage, okay, so percentage is around, see, the most numerous are WBCs that we have is 60 to 65%, which is neutrophils. The second highest WBCs are lymphocytes with the percentage 20 to 25%. Okay. Then monocytes are of around 6 to 8%. Eosinophils are around 2 to 3%. And basophil are being on the least, that is they are of 0.5 to 1%. Okay, class. Largest WBC is your monocyte, is the largest WBC. Okay, now let's discuss their functions. Firstly, let's talk about monocytes. If we talk about monocytes, right? So when monocytes move to the tissues, they are known as macrophages. They are known as macrophages, and which have a role in phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? Phagocytosis is basically engulfing of foreign particles. Engulfing of foreign particles. Okay, class. Next we have is engulfing of foreign particles. Okay. Next next up we have is its structure. Okay. So it has a round nucleus. It is a round nucleus. It have round nucleus also, and have scanty cytoplasm, and have very less cytoplasm. Okay. Next, if we talk about their lifespan, lifespan of monocytes is around 10 to 20 hours. Okay, class. Surendra Seni, your question is which type is useful for phagocytosis or protection from virus? So basically, if you are talking about virus, then for phagocytosis we have two types of cells. One is neutrophils and second is your macrophages, but they are applicable on different levels, which we'll discuss about it in later on classes. And if I talk about for protection from virus, so same this neutrophils is applicable on that, they are useful. And also for parasitic infection, if we talk about it, is the eosinophils are useful for parasitic infections. Okay, I hope I have made myself very much clear, Surendra. Okay, चलो आगे देखते हैं. So that's all for monocytes. Okay, next if we'll talk about lymphocytes. Let's talk about lymphocytes next. Lymphocytes. What are lymphocytes? What are lymphocytes? See, if we talk about lymphocytes, they are the second abundant most WBCs, okay, in your body. And if we talk about their बेटा सॉरी एक मिनट, ये जो न्यूक्लियस है आपका, ठीक है, इसका मोनोसाइट्स का, ठीक है, इसका राउंड न्यूक्लियस नहीं है, इसका किडनी शेप्ड न्यूक्लियस है, किडनी शेप्ड न्यूक्लियस है इसका. They have kidney shaped nucleus. Make a correction here. Okay, and if we talk about lymphocytes, they have a round nucleus. With scanty cytoplasm. Provides immunity. They provide immunity. And we have two types of lymphocytes. One is, we have two types of lymphocytes. One is B lymphocyte and second is your T lymphocyte. T lymphocyte. Both are formed in bone marrow. Formation दोनों की कहाँ होती है बेटा? Both are formed in bone marrow. Bone marrow. This is also in bone marrow and this is also formed in bone marrow. But if we see their maturation, we talk about their maturation. Okay, so the bone marrow itself occurs, the maturation of B lymphocytes itself occur in bone marrow, and T lymphocytes get mature in thymus. They get mature in Danish ma'am, can your team make the board more brighter? Okay beta, I'll ask the team to do this task. Okay, we'll try to consider your this problem beta. Okay, we'll consider your this problem and we'll try to solve it. Okay, we'll ask our technical team to do the same. Okay, so this was all about lymphocyte. And if we talk about the lifespan, if we talk about the lifespan of lymphocytes, they can exist in blood for few days, months or years. Months or years. Okay class. Next, let's see. Next. Next we have is agranulocytes. In agranulocytes, first we'll talk about the eosinophils. Eosinophils are bilobed. The nucleus is bilobed. Nucleus is bilobed. Okay. Then if we talk about the functions, first of all, they have antihistaminic properties. They have antihistaminic properties. Second we have is, first is antihistaminic properties, and then second we have is they helps in dissolving of blood clot. Responsible, they are associated with allergic reactions. As their number gets increased, as their number gets increased, during asthma or hay fever. Okay. Next, they are okay. They also have hydrolytic enzymes. So they basically resemble to lysosomes. Okay. Next, they get attached. They can destroy the parasitic. They destroy the parasitic forms. Okay, that's all about eosinophils. Second we have is basophils. Okay, if we talk about basophils, ठीक है, basophils में देखो बेटा, बेसोफिल्स में क्या आपके पास सबसे पहले तो ये आपके द एक्ट इज मास्ट सेल्स. ओके, फर्स्ट दे आर ट्राइलोब्ड. द न्यूक्लियस इज ट्राइलोब्ड. They act as mast cells. So they release histamine, serotonin, heparin. ठीक है, histamine is vasodilator, serotonin is vasoconstrictor, and heparin is your anticoagulant. Okay, class. Next we have is neutrophils. These are the most abundant. They are the most abundant WBCs with 60 to 65%. with 60 to 65%. They're also known as PMNL, that is polymorphonuclear leukocytes. This is known as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. That means they do not have a fixed shape. Okay. They are also responsible for phagocytosis. So if we talk about that lifespan, they all have 4 to 8 hours in blood and 4 to 5 days in tissues. Okay, so that's it. Next we have is platelets. If we talk about platelets, platelets are basically the smallest type of cells, and also they are not true cells. They are not true cells as they are formed from, or as they are fragments. They are fragments of cells. Okay. ओके प्लेटलेट्स का फंक्शन क्या रहता है बेटा? फंक्शन क्या होगा इसका आपके पास नंबर कितना रहता है? इसका नंबर आपके पास रहता है अराउंड 1.5 लाख to 3.5 lakh millimeter cube. Okay, then if we talk about their function, they helps in blood clotting. They help in blood clotting. If the number increases, if the number decreases, it is known as thrombocytopenia. What is purpura? Here the term comes. What is purpura? It is a group of blood diseases caused due to thrombocytopenia. उसको आप क्या बोलते हो? पर्प्यूरा बोलते हो. Okay class, and if we talk about their lifespan is around 7 days, that is 1 week. That's all. Okay class, so we have done all types of cells today and their details and the functions, their lifespans. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Okay, if you have any doubts regarding this lecture or previous lectures, please do comment in the section so that I can clear them in your next class. Okay.